What's the best piece of advice you ever received about the funny business?
As a comic or as a club owner?
Both, either or.
So
I kind of feel like they go hand in hand with the growth.
the best advice that I got from Will Durst starting up, because it was very crazy. He goes, you know what? When things are going really, really good, just slow down a little bit. And he goes, and when things are going really, really bad, just slow down a little bit. He goes, whenever you do that, you slow down. You present a confidence. When you're erratic and all over the place, he goes, sometimes when you're quieter, and I've used this now in meetings and stuff, sometimes when you just slow down and start getting a little quieter, people, they really tune in. If you're yelling and screaming about, people are like, what the heck? But sometimes you just push back a little bit, get a little bit quieter, and you start seeing people pull into you, And I always thought that was a great bit of advice, especially because, I unfortunately do suffer from some anxiety and depression issues and all that stuff. And that's helped me tremendously use that too, because when I'm getting angst and ready to go, I'll hear Will go, just slow it down. It is what it is, and you'll be fine.
What's some advice that you like, maybe your best advice for aspiring comedians?
One, not take all this stuff personally. If you want to make it in this business, you're gonna get kicked. You have to persevere, and if you have a personality that can't handle it, I've lost a lot of friends in this business just because they weren't able to. I mean, Richard Jenny, one of the best comedians of all time, unfortunately always measured himself against other people. I can't believe this guy got that show, or, Reiser got this, we all started together, and didn't realize how great he was. So if you're sensitive and you don't want to fight the good fight, there's easier ways to make a living, and not easier ways maybe to become a star. If your goal is to be a star, that's one thing. But if your goal is to just be a comic and work at it, you don't get sensitive. I mean, Renee Hart is a perfect example. She probably gets 100 phone calls a day. They're just not that. It's not a personal thing. And there's lots of people who she thinks are great, who she's friends with. She just can't book because you just don't have it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not just recently. That's for decades.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. But you can't. I guess maybe this in life in a lot of ways. You can't take everything personally. Don't internalize all that.
And that's not just for being better as a comedian, but the psychological aspect, the emotional, the depression that comes along with stand-up, and a lot of us fall into those categories. There's few that don't, and they're a lucky few.